Hey Americans, just your neighborhood-friendly Canadian here with a bit of advice about how you can deal with your upcoming election without developing an ulcer. Now, I know some of you are saying that you'll move to Canada if Donald Trump becomes your president. Please don't. See, Canadians are heading to the polls next week on October 19th, and we're scared shitless that our Prime Minister will be re-elected. Why? Because for Conservative Party leader Stephen Harper, the biggest issue this election isn't the recession. It isn't about over 1,000 missing and murdered Native women. Hell, it's not even about Canada's increased military aggression abroad. It's about Canadian Muslim women and what they wear. In particular, the niqab, the Islamic covering that only reveals the eyes. Our Prime Minister has said he'll fight a recent federal court decision to allow Muslim women to wear the niqab at their Canadian citizenship oath ceremony. Yeah. Stephen Harper wants to ban Canadian Muslim women from practicing their newly attained rights and freedoms as Canadians. Logic sounds logical. And apparently he's not alone. According to one recent poll, 82% of Canadians actually agree with Harper's position. But the hysteria doesn't match up to the reality. Only 2% of Canadian Muslim women actually wear the niqab. But that doesn't stop the Conservatives from milking anti-Muslim sentiments, anti-Muslim fears for every last vote that it can get them. They've even pledged a tip line that allows Canadians to call on other Canadians that they suspect of engaging in, quote, barbaric cultural practices. And no, voting for Stephen Harper doesn't count. But this isn't just an election issue. This is how this Prime Minister has run and divided this country for almost 10 years. Almost 1 million Canadians with dual citizenship have officially become second-class citizens. In June, a new law was introduced that allows the Canadian government to strip any Canadian with dual citizenship convicted of terrorism of their Canadian citizenship, even if you're born in Canada. For perspective, if you commit treason in the United States, you still get to be a U.S. citizen. And of course, then there are the Syrian refugees. After coming under fire for not taking in any Syrian refugees, when the government did decide to welcome some into the country, it was revealed that Harper was again up to no good. According to a recent Globe and Mail report, the Prime Minister's office was personally going through Syrian refugee applications, not the Citizenship and Immigration Office. Syrian refugees were being vetted on the basis of religion, meaning Christian Syrian refugees were preferable to those Muslim refugees. It was even said that the move was motivated by a drive for votes. Christian Syrian refugees would be more easily accepted into established Canadian communities, bringing in more votes for Harper. So yeah, Americans, we have universal health care, we're polite, and we say sorry weird. But we're not the haven of sensibility you all seem to think we still are. Because the biggest election we've had in years could be determined by how many Canadians are bigoted against other fellow Canadians. Kind of like your Republican primaries. Canada's not racist, but the Canadian government up until 1996 supported Native education by sending young Native children to church-run